The Igbo-Biafra Nationalists movement is at the vanguard of advocating for the inherent right of the Alaigbo, the Igbo nation, southeast, to determine their own future, based on a strong commitment to the principles of justice, democracy, and human rights. The core principle of our movement is that the Igbo nation, southeast, possesses the rightful authority to protect itself, while also advocating for a peaceful and sustainable development plan that benefits everyone.
It is simply Alaigbo self-determination, legitimate self-defense. We affirm the legitimate right of the Igbo nation to safeguard their lives, culture, and lands against any acts of aggression or harassment. The exercise of the right to lawful defense is carried out in accordance with international law, with a strong emphasis on non-violence and the utmost importance placed on protecting civilian lives. Self-determination. At the heart of our movement is the pursuit of self-determination for the Igbo nation. We believe in the right of our people to freely determine their political status and freely pursue their economic, social, and cultural development. Our commitment is to facilitate a democratic process that reflects the true will of the Igbo people, respecting their rich history and diverse perspectives. Rule of law. The Igbo-Biafra Nationalists are resolute in their commitment to the rule of law. We advocate for a society in which laws are transparently made, justly applied, and equally enforced. A society in which every individual's rights are protected by the law, regardless of their status or allegiance. Religious freedom. Our movement upholds the principle of religious freedom, advocating for an environment where all individuals can practice their faith freely and without fear of persecution. We stand against any form of religious intolerance and discrimination, promoting interfaith dialogue and understanding as essential components of a harmonious society. Democracy. We are committed to the principles of democracy, believing that governance should be by the consent of the governed. Our advocacy is for transparent, inclusive, and accountable governance structures that allow for equitable participation of all Igbo citizens in the decision-making processes that affect their lives. The Igbo-Biafra Nationalists will support, adopt, and applying the democratic principle of referendum or plebiscite in deciding matters of national interest and of public interest issues. Sustainable development. Recognizing the critical importance of sustainable development, our movement is dedicated to promoting policies and practices that ensure economic growth, environmental protection, and social development are pursued hand in hand. We aim to achieve a balance where the needs of the present do not compromise the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. Human rights, social justice, and fundamental freedoms. Central to our ideology is the unwavering belief in the principles of human rights, social justice, and fundamental freedoms. We advocate for the protection and promotion of civil, political, economic, social, and cultural rights for all people, as enshrined in international human rights treaties. Our commitment is to fight against inequality, injustice, and oppression, striving for a society where dignity, freedom, and justice prevail for everyone. Signed, Matsi Uche Okafor Mefer. Convener, Igbo-Biafra Nationalists Movement, IBN, and the Indigenous People of Igbo Nation FOT Self-Determination, IPINS.